I am very excited today because we just got a big box of goodies from VITURE, who just came out with their VITURE Beast XR glasses. What are XR glasses, you may be asking? Does that mean AR glasses? And from what I understand, the answer is yes and yes. So let's dig in and see what these are about. Before we crack this thing open, if you're new here, hey, I'm Coulter, and on this channel we cover retro tech, console modding, cool PC builds, and generally putting things together that don't really belong with each other. And so if that sounds like you, be sure to subscribe below so you catch our future uploads. I don't know why I say R, it's really just me here. But that downer side note aside, let's crack open this box and see what we have in the VITURE mystery box of goodness. TM. Oh, we have stickers. Steam Deck co-op play, 6 hours battery life. You know what, just for you guys, I debated going through the trouble of having a second camera into the box as I unbox it, and you know what, I will do that, hold tight. I choose you, wife's unused iPhone. Boom, all right, side angle is in place. Okay. What else we got going on in here? We have got USB-C data extension cable, much appreciated. Also good to know that it's a data extension cable. That's rather important for our use cases. Big stickers, illuminate your trip. Double the fun. Wow, there's a lot in here. Okay, where to start? This thing. This is VITURE Mobile Dock Mount for Switch 2. Okay, well I'm thinking this will work with a Switch 2 then. It attaches to the Pro Mobile Dock, which attaches to the Switch 2, and then both connect together. Okay, what are you? Ah, the Pro Mobile Dock. Okay, what is the Pro Mobile Dock? Works with the Switch 2, Switch OLED, and Switch. Really curious what that is. Is it just a Switch dock? Is it a cool USB-C dock? Okay, we have got, and this is really cool, VITURE actually partnered with 8BitDo to come out with a couple of controllers. This one is in the Switch layout, and this one is in the Xbox layout. And this also, in partnership with 8BitDo, is the VITURE 8BitDo Ultimate Mobile Gaming Controller. So I think that one is USB-C, I believe. Of course, more easily enabling mobile gaming, such as Fortnite on Android, now that that's a thing again. And then you can connect that into the glasses, I imagine. So take a peek at that. Before we get to the pièce de résistance here, we've got pins in a different color wave. And the pièce de résistance, the actual glasses. The Beast by VITURE. Regular. Apparently I'm not an irregular size, at least they took a wild guess. They asked if I had a prescription lenses I needed, so apparently they can do that, which is super cool. I know a lot of AR glasses and wearables right now are having to accommodate that, so I appreciate that they do. That's a big sign in their production pipeline. Okay, let's get this guy off the table and take a look at our collection of toys here. Look at that. We got a whole pile of toys here. Where do we even start? Hey, we'll take a look at these first, and then maybe if those need to charge in the meantime, we can check out some of these supplementary products here. If you can't tell, this is the maiden voyage of this sort of unboxing set thing, which is really just a card table in the middle of my office where I usually film. So curious to know your thoughts on how we can improve this, or if this is kind of a cool format you guys like to see, a little more live reaction instead of working on a thing and then talking about it afterward in the overlay. So we're trying something out. All right, let's take a look at the glasses. Embrace the beast. That's where this is gonna get very interesting. So these glasses tote various kinds of viewing experiences, and when you look at their product page, one of their big flexes is that you can actually get really legit 3D experiences with these glasses. So 3D movies or walkthroughs kind of thing. They're sort of, I guess, a step beyond AR in that it's sort of VR borderline and how much 3D is going on. So I actually had to look up what XR glasses are, and essentially it means that it can be a combination of AR glasses, VR glasses, and all of that. And so we're gonna kind of find out today what defines XR for the VITURE Beast. Pop off this little card. Very handily walks us through the various menu modes, volume control, etc. That's good to know. Oh ho ho. Snazzy case. I like it. Peel. Nice. Before we open those, we have some more things over here. Quick start guide, nose pads, and prescription lens frame. Well, that's nice. They give you the frame, so if you need like lenses, you can get them cut elsewhere if you need to. There's our various nose pads. Your glasses come with a size 1 pre-installed. Okay. Safety guidelines, cleaning cloth, stickers of some sort. Oh, it's like a privacy thing. You can put it over the camera. That's nice. Enough dilly-dally. Let's unzip this thing. Oh, wow. Okay, liking the look of these. Okay, first off, it should be said, super cool. According to VITURE, rocking Sony's latest micro OLED panels in them, pushing a massive 58-degree field of view, which allows you to get a virtual 174-inch screen inside these things if you want. And they're positioning these as the immersive giant. So basically, even though they're just glasses, not a headset, you should be able to shut out the world evidently, or at least quite well, given that there's not a shroud around the side of your head. These are 1200p panels each, I believe, with 1250 nits of brightness in here, which they report is an industry first. The clarity should be striking. So let's get some peels off of here. Let's find us an on button. I'm guessing it's the one that's blue. Or do they turn on when you plug them into something? Get out our USB-C to C cable from the case here. There he is. I'm gonna hit the C, plug it into my Samsung here that's standing by and see what we get. Plugs into the back there, pretty seamless there, I like that. Pop them on, and then plug them into here, and we'll see what we get. Oh, things are darkening. I see VITURE. R plus and minus changes the blocked outness of the world, which honestly it is very blocked out. Like I can't see the camera right now. I can see around my face here, but I cannot see out there. Switch spatial modes. Okay, so
anchor mode.
In that it's gonna sit there. And then if I press R1, okay, so you can flip it over to follow mode and have the screen move around with your head. Okay, this is probably so fun to watch because you can't see what I'm seeing, but I'll try to maybe get the camera into the lens in a second. And if you press and hold L, you can stretch the screen wider or not. Get started. Okay, and now I am in Dex, which is honestly looking fantastic right now. Okay, so now let's play with the right controls. So, oh yeah, I didn't realize I was looking straight into one of my studio lights. If I turn the transmittance way up, it's actually blocking that light out. So that's really impressive, actually. It really darkens that out. When you double tap it, that's turning on the immersive 3D thing, which is why I saw things in two lenses, but Dex on Samsung was really freaking out as to what you were trying to do. So maybe we'll try that with something else, like maybe plugging it into the Switch perchance? First, probably clean up the workstation here. There we go. If we're thinking of maybe checking out the Switch 2, then I think we should check out the VITURE Pro mobile dock and see what's going on in there. Obviously, you could just connect the USB-C straight into the Switch 2. I think that's obvious. Or maybe because the Switch 2 is really weird about docks and USB-C, much weirder than its dad, the Switch 1, maybe then you have to go through this guy to kind of translate the signal. So let's just take a look at him. Ooh, it's a nice looking piece of tech. Okay, so glasses port. Well, that's why they said it was two-person co-op compatible, because you could plug in two different sets of glasses into it. That's cool. Obviously, Switch goes here, I guess, because it's got the icon there, and then HDMI in. Okay, so it's literally a way to translate the signal. USB-C to C cable, world's smallest. Oh my, that is just a little friend. My goodness. Quick start guide. Oh, it's one of these. Okay, play while charging your console for extending your battery up to 7 hours. Very cool. Well, let's just get out our handy schmandy Switch 2. Let's get our clip for the Switch 2 out here. Gotta say, I'm liking their design language. The black and orange, man, hard to go wrong. It's a cool look. Okay, that's too many manuals for what I'm pretty sure is clip it on. There's the clipperoonie. Okay, so I, a thinking man, am pretty sure that holes to holes, starting with the hole with the dents in it, and ending up here, schlunk, and then nubs to nubs, goes over the whole top of it, till we hear a, oh, I guessed that so well. And then ports up, this is dealer's choice. Oh, that was a satisfying click. Some heft for sure, because that's a big battery we just slapped on there. Unfortunately, it does also clamp down my kickstand, but you're gonna be holding it like this anyway, so unlock. I'm in the middle of a game of Mario Wonder right now, but we'll switch to Mario Kart World for the sake of the video. And let's go. Plug you into, oh yeah, the super tiny cable. Switch port to switch port. Okay, that actually is very handy how short that cable is. I appreciate that. And then this guy into here. Oh, we got light. Now it's still showing on the Switch though, so, oh, do I need to do it through the bottom port? I guess reading the manual would have saved me from that one. There we go. Flip you around. Okay, so evidently that's fully charged, or at least fully down to clown. To bottom port. Oh, hey, now he's in a docked state. Okay. Did they need to be mounted before I dock the Switch? Okay, Switch is popping. Dock it. Oh, okay. Hey, there we go. Okay, glasses had to be plugged in first, then Switch. Okay. I love that the tracking is right on the headset. It's actually really solid too. Pressing on the Joy-Con. Okay, so I'll just use them like this. Donkey Kong, always. And just sit back like this. Joy-Cons out, headset on. Oh, I could get pretty used to this. And like, yes, you have light coming in from like the world around you, but like, obviously that's your peripheral. So like, you're not looking out that way. And so with it blacked around you, like that, the translucency tech that they have in here to block that out is actually quite impressive. This is pretty cool. I'm quite impressed. I'm getting zero latency here. I consider myself a pretty experienced Mario Kart player, given that I played since Super Mario Kart for the SNES, which is widely regarded as one of the worst ones, but I like it for nostalgia points. I'm leading this race, man. You know what I didn't do is update the software as soon as I took these out of the box. So maybe I'll do that real quick and retry 3D in a second with the proper firmware on these things. My bad. Okay, we are now all updated on the firmware, which was actually a pleasantly delightful, easy process. It's just a web page you go to. You connect the glasses to your Mac or PC, and the web page can just talk to the glasses when you give it permission, detect its firmware, and update this firmware right from there, which was super handy. Also really cool, when I had it connected to my Mac, it instantly read it as an external display, which is not an easy feat. I've had other accessories that do not talk to the Mac so well, but right away it just mapped as a virtual screen above my monitor. So I look up at it and it zoned into that monitor, and I look at my real screen and it knew I was looking at my real screen. It kind of backed off the focus. So just some cool out of the box functionality there. Haven't played with the desktop stuff too much yet, but as evidenced by the controllers, which I unboxed off camera but will show you now, this thing is truly meant for gamers. Drumroll please. Look at the 8BitDo VITURE Collab Xbox layout controller. This is a love letter to Xbox fans. It has got the Xbox crystal clear color wave combined with the pop through, definitely the exact correct hex color Xbox green. That is a freaking beautiful controller. And it also is like the perfect size. It's like, you know, obviously not a massive Duke controller, but like, I don't know, I just love 8BitDo controllers in general. And this one does not at all disappoint. It has got the Bluetooth / the 2.4 dongle option, which is super nice. And so I think we're gonna try this bad boy out when we pop out the Ally in a second. But an even sweeter love note is I didn't think that it was even compatible with Switch. They made a Switch controller. Look at that. Look at that. They freaking made probably the prettiest looking Switch 2 Pro controller I've seen, because it's meant to pair with Switch. It's got the indicator buttons on the bottom, but they matched up the color pop on black colorways and then this kind of smoky black transparency on the controller. Like, that is freaking awesome. I'm like sad I've been playing with Joy-Cons now. We're definitely gonna pair these up and then try out the headset again on the Switch, see if it can do 3D, and I'll switch to a different device and keep putting this thing through its paces. So let's get to that. Okay, that's nice. Plugging the headset back in did not freak it out. So I guess it's just on the initial handshake, the headset has to be there. And let's pair up this new controller, shall we? Change grip. Oh yeah. Oh, ooh, I like that. The player indicator shows there and through to there, and they knew it would, so they sectioned that off. That's a nice use of the transparency there. This is such a beautiful image. Like, you know, the Switch 2 thinks it's in dock mode right now. Well, it is docked, I guess. And so it's doing its best to put out a near 4K image right now. And yeah, this is just crisp. Like, this looks as crisp as my TV, I would say. I can play a lot of Mario Kart World because I've been quite enjoying that title, but let's flip over to, it will give the ROG Ally a quick spin. I think that'd be cool. All right, now this is probably an application that a lot of you are gonna use, which is your Windows gaming handheld or Steam Deck that you already have kind of ready to rock and roll, but you just want a quick way to have a more leaned back play, either from an airplane or in bed. And so I'm just gonna plug it straight into the Ally, and I should see a little Windows flash there. I see VITURE in my eyes here. And interestingly, I think I have it set up to second screen always takes precedence. So it like took over here. Scene change, okay. So now we're checking out the VITURE Beast glasses with my ROG Ally. Now initially when I plugged them in, they were kind of flickering when I put the display on, but then I went ahead and installed the Spacewalker software, which it said on the firmware update page also includes the driver for the glasses. So definitely recommended to install the Spacewalker software, especially because if you're gonna be using it with a Windows device of any kind, it handles all the cool virtual monitor stuff. And so in the software, you can quickly choose between having a virtual like Samsung Odyssey style mega monitor to having multiple virtual monitors, or if you want a virtual monitor off to the side of your real monitor, you can totally do that, because one really cool thing is when you have the glasses on, when you're looking at a monitor here in the virtual screen and then you look away from it, the dimming will back off all the way. And so your dimming will lock in and back off. So that way you can actually kind of look around or, you know, respond to a fellow human talking to you or look at a real computer screen. Like I can see my computer monitor. Obviously I'm wearing sunglasses indoors like a really cool guy, but I can still read all the text on my screen over there. So if the real monitor, virtual monitor workflow is something that works for you, then maybe that's worth exploring. Or if you're someone that doesn't mind working exclusively from within a digital screen, you could actually sit right at your desk, put these glasses on, and then just have all your virtual monitors mapped around without even the need for a real monitor being there, which is kind of cool. Yet another toy in the VITURE box of goodness though is the 8BitDo Collab USB-C mobile game controller. Yes, they even made one of these with them, which is super cool. So let's take a look at this thing. Rip number 2. Wow. Amateur hour unboxing, there we go. All right, and sorry I don't have my table set up anymore. Just, we're going free roam today. Ooh, would you take a look at that guy? That is a very pretty piece of kit. I've owned things like the Razer Kishi for USB-C gaming before, and I also had the Zeek, but 8-Bit Do just built different. Button feel test. Pretty good sized buttons on that guy, definitely a solid feeling. LNR, very clicky, very nice. Triggers actually feel like real controller triggers. They actually give you very solid buttons and joysticks for a mobile controller. Does it do the thing? Oh, ooh, that's got a lot of stretch to it. That'll probably fit like a Samsung Ultra. That's very impressive. And you got paddles. P1 and P2, look at that. And it looks like we got the good old USB-C pass-through charging too. So you plug your USB-C phone in here, you can charge it pass through here, and then we have a third USB-C up here. Wonder if they both charge the controller or what the deal is with that. Duh. The top one is for charging. This one is for the glasses, you know, the product we've been reviewing the whole time. So you can dock your phone, have a controller, and then because we've occupied the USB-C port, gives you a pass-through USB-C port so you can also connect to the glasses along with the controller, which honestly, that's really good foresight. I think we need to try that out right now because I got a hankering for some Simpsons hit and run, if you know what I mean. At least it's what we would do if the firmware wasn't still updating. Come on, buddy. All right, firmware update complete. Now let's take this guy and we'll dock him on the controller. Snap. See if we get that buzz. Ah, beautiful. We got the light already, fantastic. Get our screen recorder going, there we go. Go ahead and connect up the glasses. See if I can do this one-handed. Oh yeah, pro skills. Pro skills. Connect that up there. Beautiful, okay, now you're seeing what I'm seeing. My fanboy background I put on this phone quite a while ago. Okay, let's make sure our controller map first. So far it seems very responsive. GameCube input, standard controller. Device should be this guy. Okay, now we're mapped up. Let's give this a whirl. Ooh, the speakers are just surprisingly good. I'm quite surprised by them. Like obviously they're not like private, like, you know, people can hear what you're gonna hear if you have it up pretty loud, but you can always pair your earbuds, of course. Do I have a game in here? Memory card A. You have no saves. Disable tutorials. I will not talk to Marge. I will do what I want. Let's go. Okay, here we go. This game is just delightful. Okay, this controller feels quite solid in the hand. Like I kind of forget that the weight of my phone is already nestled in there. Like it feels pretty, oh, can't break through that one. I think this is the best feeling mobile game controller, like meant for, you know, plugging your phone into it that I've ever used. Hats off to 8-Bit Do. They've been a sponsor of the channel in the past and I just really love their products. Not a sponsor of this video though. You can actually move the screen up and down now so it can be in a more neutral position for you. That's extremely useful. I meant to hold down this button, which then sets it to screen size. Do you want screen size to be small, medium, large, extra large, ultra large? And you can be like really in your face, but holy cow. Yeah, definitely some rapidly evolving firmware updates on these guys. So by the time you might get your hands on these, you'll likely have an even more solid firmware experience than I've had today. But I'm already very pleased with the like 2 firmware updates I've gotten because there's been notable improvements already. Okay, I think we've established that the controller option is solid and the video pass-through works exceptionally well because I'm gonna have a hard time putting this down. While we have the glasses on, another thing worth talking about is that if you use the actual Spacewalker app on the phone, it actually is something very cool in that, as you should be able to see from the screen recording here, hopefully, maybe you're going to see the phone version, but it actually turns it into a very kind of, I would say, MetaQuest Vision Pro feeling thing, where with your thumb, you can just flick around in this sort of virtual environment here, and then you just got like kind of your little multi-window thing going on, which is super cool. And you can swipe around between the windows. I think you can even kind of drag them around. I haven't quite figured out how to do that yet. And then a feature we haven't talked about yet, what I just turned on, is called side mode. And so when you turn on side mode, you can actually take whatever the device you have connected, say your phone, probably for this particular use case, you can take that output and tell it to be put either off on your kind of left corner of your vision or right corner of your vision, and it'll just be in one-to-one head tracking mode, and it'll turn the dimming all the way down, with, I believe the idea being, so you can just kind of be walking around, you know, going for, you know, a walk around town, but then I can just with my phone be like, you know what, while I'm walking around, I want to queue up some YouTube, and just be like, bam, queue up YouTube, hit play on some short, and then you can just be walking around, but then you've got it in your head, and just sort of this opacity overlay meant to only obscure part of your vision. So that's a use case where you want to be watching YouTube while you're only mostly paying attention to, I don't know, doing chores around the house, doing dishes or vacuuming or something, then maybe that's a cool use case for you. And yeah, you just turn it on by long holding the left button, and you can just turn on side mode. So I feel like the longer I use these things during this this filming here, I'm learning more and more about these because there's a lot they packed in. And they seem to have pretty much all the features, as far as I can tell, of other similar AR glasses, if not more. They've really done a pretty bang up job with putting the software together so that you can convert the Switch 2 video signal to one that works well with the glasses and then share with a second person so you can do some backseat gaming or airplane gaming or something. So yeah, way to go VITURE on the beast. I'm quite impressed with how much you packed into these things. Now the last question that I think we should answer though is, can you watch content in 3D? And now I'm told by my contact at VITURE that one of the things to see is to watch the GTC March 2025 keynote with NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang, and I'm told that it'll look like Jensen will look like he's right in front of me. So far, the devices I've had connected, when I hold down the 3D mode button, it hasn't really been able to figure out what to do. I think it might just be an issue with maybe this early release hardware or the firmware up to this point, but we'll give it a go with I just did a firmware update and I've got my phone connected. We're in Spacewalker in the YouTube app. And so I'm gonna go full screen on this Jensen video here. Also, I must say, YouTube looks really good in Spacewalker. Okay, let's do the bold thing. Let's turn on the 3D mode. Okay. Unfortunately, the automatic conversion of things into AI just doesn't seem to be working, but these are a pre-release model and the firmware, like I said, has been rapidly evolving. So if I get word on an update to that, I'll add it to say a pinned comment or the description. So take a look there for any latest updates, but should be very cool once it gets working because I'm sure it's just a bit of a glitch with my hardware. But the million-dollar question after all that is, who is this for? What would you use these for? And like I said earlier, I think there's a few categories. One being if your desk space just doesn't allow for a bigger monitor, or you'd rather pay for something like this than pay for multiple expensive monitors kind of thing, then maybe just virtualizing your whole desk setup and experiencing those monitors through a pair of glasses like this, maybe that's your ideal setup. And you can have as many monitors as you want. You can have up to 6 all panned around like your Batman in Dark Knight Rises. One huge use case is, I believe, travel, because oh my gosh, these would be so handy if I just had my AirPods Pro in, noise canceling everything out, and then I put these on and put them in the full level 9 electrochromatic film setting where it just darkens everything. That would make it so much easier just to tune out the whole plane or airport and just either be playing my game or watching a movie or a show or whatever. That just sounds like an almost pleasant way to fly coach, which I always exclusively do. And like I said earlier, one of my more day-to-day applications when I'm not traveling, I think will be for when I want to game in bed and don't want to take over, say, the bedroom TV, but I also don't want to be all hunched up and screwing with my neck that's already had to go through working all day. I can put them on and keep my head at a more neutral position, or potentially lay down flat in bed and then just hold the controller in my hand and have my neck at a proper rested position. But yeah, I've wanted to check out AR glasses for quite some time, and the VITURE Beast did not disappoint. I think that they've taken the kind of best of the tech right now and packed it into a pretty reasonable package, and then went super ham, as you saw, with all of the collabs and the accessories and the 8-bit do controllers. They're really trying to put together a very solid, comprehensive for the gamer package. But I'm curious to hear from you guys. Are these a buy for you? What will you use these for? Or is there a different pair of AR glasses that strikes your fancy? Let me know in the comments below. And if you watched all the way through and liked the sort of unbox therapy, short circuit-esque table thing I did there for a while, let me know in the comments with a table emoji, assuming that exists. I don't think I've used a table emoji before. And if you like this video, you'll probably be interested in when I replaced Windows with SteamOS and Bazzite on the ROG Ally, which definitely gave it a proper console vibe. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to help out the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.